The proposed radical changes at the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority Kemsa, which are still at the formative stages seeking to streamline operations and create efficiency at the graft-laden institution, could soon hit headwinds before taking off as entrepreneurs and politicians angle to derail the revolutionary reforms by Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha, including scrapping procurement mandate from the National Drugs Agency. This will be the first litmus test and major hurdle the Health Cabinet Secretary is likely to face as cartels fight to retain a firm grip at the heavily funded drugs agency both by the government and donors to procure pharmaceutical and non-pharmaceutical products worth billions of shillings annually.
As Kenyans are aware, previously Kemsa has not been in your good books, you media guys. And you still, and I hope nobody's going to ask me about COVID billionaires because together with the board and the management, we have agreed on what they need to do. And we are going to use technology in ensuring that everything that is done here operational-wise is transparent and there's accountability.
The Informer Media Group has established that senior officials at the Ministry of Health could be leaking reform strategies by the ministry to politicians and entrepreneurs who might hijack the reforms process at the National Assembly. Key among the changes Nakhumicha is mulling to implement if the proposed reforms sail through include scrapping procurement mandate from Kemsa and relegating the same to another agency under Ministry of Health. In the proposed draft of measures, Nakhumicha is also mulling to make Kemsa competitive enough in terms of pricing of drugs supplied to government and county hospitals in comparison to private sector market prices. When contacted earlier today, the CS was not reachable for comment. So far, the much publicized reforms at the authority, including sending almost all staff members on compulsory leave, have stalled as the agency continued to spend 45 million shillings to cater for those working and another 45 million to cater for those sent packing in form of salaries and allowances every month. Also, recruitment process of the current Chief Executive Officer Terry Ramadhani Kiunge has since been challenged as irregular. Kemsa is not new to controversy. Between June and mid-October last year, Kemsa made questionable payments amounting to 907 million shillings for COVID-19 supplies. According to investigations by the Informer Media Group, some of the companies paid were adversely mentioned in the initial 8.3 billion shillings Kemsa COVID-19 billionaires haste that attracted multi-pronged investigations by the National Assembly and Senate committees, alongside National Assembly Public Investments Committee and ESCC respectively. According to records in our possession, Shop and Buy Limited, one of the firms that elicited national public outrage for receiving 970 million shillings for supplying PPEs to Kemsa in an initial haste probe last year in July and September, the same firm was paid an additional 499 million shillings. Records show the money was paid in 3 equal tranches of 166 million 250,000 shillings each on July 8th, July 27th and September 7th, 2022 respectively. The 3 payments in favor of Shop and Buy Limited were made via order number 832219, number 832252, and number 832223. During the 2021 Parliamentary Committee probe hearings, Shop and Buy Limited owner James Chelulei confessed that he registered the firm on February 14, 2020 and was awarded a lucrative tender a day after he sought to supply the government agency with medical equipment. Similarly, Lamiguela Holdings Limited, which also was implicated in 180 million payment in the stalled investigations, was paid a total of 90 million shillings in 3 tranches of similar amount of 30 million shillings each on July 27th, July 8th, and September 30th, 2022. Appearing before the National Assembly Public Investments Committee PIC probing the expenditure of money in the purchase of COVID-related equipment in 2020, Lamiguela Holdings Limited Directors James Njuguna told the committee that he was an innocent passerby who landed 180 million shillings tender for the supply of personal protective equipment PPEs. Others that received payments last year for supplying COVID-19 related items include Midlife Biologicals Limited, which received 110 million shillings, Triple Edge Investment Limited, which received 25 million shillings, and Abyssinia Group of Industries, which received 18 million shillings. Other multiple companies were flagged as having been part of infamous COVID-19 billionaires. However, up to date, No supplier has ever been charged over what is believed to have been a well-orchestrated looting. At the time, sacked Kemsa boss Dr. Jonah Manjari was serving as the CEO. Among other irregular procurement flows cited under Ramadan's tenure include payment of 8 million to a single-sourced law firm, not included in the list of authorities' legal services providers, and single sourcing of JKUAT Human Resource and Board Secretariat Services, paid 1.5 million shillings monthly. A move by Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha to scrape off procurement services at Kemsa Department has elicited eyebrows among cartels. These among the instituted reforms at the ministry. Stanley Lugaria, the informer, uncovering the truth.